Alright, just want to make a quick update on what has happened since my last video. We have had a few significant developments and I have entered a long trade. Since my last video, we have gotten that local bullish transition that I was waiting for before I got involved with longs. I'll quickly go over what I was looking at, but on the higher time frames, like on the 1 hour, we had flipped this primary structure back to bullish by closing back above this last lower high. And then we got a retracement here. And since we flipped market structure bullish here, you would expect this to be a higher low. At least that's what structure says. So locally, I was looking in this area for a market structure shift to potentially get involved with longs and try and long this as a higher low if it's going to be one. And we actually got what I wanted in my last video. We came down to put in one more lower low, which made this a very clear lower high in this local downtrend. And I entered a long as soon as we broke this structure. Not right here, because this was an SFP. We didn't close above the lower high, but I entered on the first candle that closed above this high after we SFP'd it, which would have been this candle. And this was a starter position. I have since added to my position and adjusted my stop loss, but my original position looked something like this, where my invalidation was all the way down here by those lows. And let's say I am targeting the larger range value area high with this. So this was my original trade, and I call this a starter position because I was looking to add to this once I got an opportunity to. And the next opportunity I saw to add to this trade was the next market structure break. We essentially continued the uptrend here by breaking back above this last higher high, thus making this the higher low in the uptrend. And so I added to my position up here somewhere, brought my average entry to where I have it marked out in that long position to the right. And now my invalidation for this trade is below this higher low. And I actually put it a little bit lower, and I'll explain why I put it below this 2-minute order block. But you can see what this did to my position. Not only did it make my invalidation smaller, which meant I could put more capital on the trade, which is what I did. I added to this trade right here. So it gave me room to put more capital on the trade while keeping the same amount of risk, and it also increased my risk reward. So my original trade was only a 2-to-1 risk reward if I'm targeting the value area high. This trade is a 3. And this is what I mean when I say I'm entering a starter position and I'm looking to add to it when I see an opportunity. When I do this, I am also moving my invalidation for the trade to the spot that makes the most sense. Why would I want to stay in this trade if we start losing this higher low and have my stop loss all the way down here now, when clearly if we break this higher low, we would be reversing market structure. And I mean, even if we get a bounce here, going by market structure, it would just be a lower high and a lower low. So that is basically my long position, entering on the market structure breaks and moving my invalidation to where it makes sense based on market structure. Now, the reason I have my stop loss below this order block is because, we could technically get a move into this order block and still maintain structure here if we SFP this higher low. We could just wick this low, get a move into that order block, get a bounce from there, and then still continue structure. So I think having my stop below this order block and also below this low, I have it a little bit below that low, just in case we wick the order block. I think that is the most logical decision. And yeah, basically that is my mindset with this trade. Now I'm in a long trade after, breaking higher term structure and getting this retest. I'm now in a long trade that, so long as we maintain this uptrend now, I will still be in it. So that's how I got into a trade here. And I do have some more long ideas, some scalp ideas that I may take if we see another move lower. The only other demand really that I could find is right down here, and it's wick demand. On some lower time frames, you could maybe call this an order block. I think there was a 3-minute order block inside of here. if you want to call it that. This third candle over here did tap into it, but either way, it is the last demand that we have before breaking the last market structure point, aside from SFPing it. So pretty much I have this marked out as an idea. If we SFP this and then reclaim this low without closing below the low, then I may take another scalp entry there and trade that idea. So those are a few other more local or more scalp plans that I have made as well. I am, positioned in a long at, a spot that makes sense, I would say, based on structure, also based on the larger range. And right now I have local structure in my favor. But zooming out a little bit, there are some things that are a little concerning for my long, I would say. And mostly it is the fact that we got this very large wick right up above the value area low of the range and have since fallen back down below it. Now, as long as we maintain structure here, we still could definitely just, continue back into this range even after falling back out of it. That's not super concerning, but also the 4-hour is starting to curve over a little bit. Money flow is not looking super great, and we can check some of the lower time frames. 3-hour money flow is getting pretty low, and 2-hour is curving over as well. So maybe market cipher showing a little bit of weakness here, but not too concerning, I would say, so long as we maintain this uptrend. And I mean, some of the midterm time frames, money flow is coming up. I think the 24-minute, is starting to turn back up with the VWAP. Could print a green dot there, so we'll see how this develops. And the next thing I would be looking for would be for this uptrend to continue, ideally us reclaiming this range, getting back above the value area low, and then maybe holding support as a higher low in the uptrend. And my next target for this trade that I'm in right now is the point of control. If we get a move up to here, I'll lock in this trade. I'll put my stop loss to entry, which is right below the value area low, so pretty decent spot to have my entry. And then after that, I would be watching this larger term market structure and seeing if we can now continue this uptrend and close back above this high. And at that point, I would probably be looking at the value area high. So those are my plans, my trades, and pretty much what I'm looking for. If we start to reverse market structure here, honestly, it would be a bit concerning. Considering we right now are spending more time down at the low of the range than we have. Like if you just kind of draw a horizontal line over, the lowest candle close before this, we just had a bunch of wicks here. A lot of buying going on in this area. Now price is spending a lot of time here, and if we start reversing market structure locally, that could be an early sign that, Bitcoin wants to exit this range to the downside, and that is still very much a possibility. But until that happens, I am still feeling relatively bullish here. I'm not seeing anything too concerning on market cipher. We can check the daily time frame, and actually it looks like this wave might be bottoming out here. So it seems like, on market cipher we have room to the upside. We, are in bullish market structure, so there are some things going for us. And until things change, that is how I'm looking at it. Alright, thank you everybody for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and I will see you all in the next one.